All right, ready for the next video. In this video, I would like to talk about the situation right now in the markets. Today is the 10th of June 2022, and the markets are falling. And pretty much what I think what happened is the markets fell very strong, and now we have like a little bit of a recovery. And my estimation, or what I think will happen, is that the market is going to fall very heavy, and we are not done yet. And what I see, what is really hard in investing, is oftentimes the um, not the investing itself. It's the emotional component that is very, very hard sometimes, right? Right now, like even people that are prepared for the situation and have cash on hand and cash to deploy, for them it's hard as well, because the markets are falling, and all of a sudden people get impatient to invest their money, right? It's a little bit like, the markets are falling. They have been waiting all the time for this moment, and now, while the markets fall a little bit, people rush into deploying the capital. They were preparing for this moment. So yeah, it's really, 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 really hard. And there's a website which is called DataRoma. And in DataRoma, you can pretty much see what the super investors are buying. In the courses that I teach, I share with my students a list of gurus that have to file their investment every quarter, because in the United States, it's the law. By law, you have to file what you invest in if your hedge fund is north of $100 million. If your hedge fund is north of $100 million, you're required by law to file and tell them what you invest in. And there are multiple websites. One of them is dataroma.com. One of them is Whale Wisdom. Ticker Terminal, I think, is another one. And yeah, on those websites, you can see exactly what the gurus are buying. And the point I'm trying to make is, look, the markets are still very expensive. If you look at the Shiller PE, it's a ratio that puts the prices in relation to the earnings. The Shiller PE is still around 30, I think. And it went down a little bit, but it's still very high, because normal Warren Buffett is saying when it's at 50, it's almost fair value. And beneath 15, like around 5, 6, 7, that's cheap, right? And we are still around 30 or 28 or something like this. And this is not an absolute indicator, but it is a very good indicator that shows you where we are in the cycle, right? Remember, watch the video from Ray Dalio about the cycles. We have the short-term cycles, and we have a long-term cycle. In the long-term cycle, we are pretty much at the end, and we are right at the tipping point. And it went down already, but there's more to come. And my point is, if you have cash on hand right now and you are preparing your watch list and you're trying to prepare yourself for this situation, it is very important to look at the SEC filings or the 13F filings, because there you can see that the gurus are still not buying. And if you check what they are buying, You see a tendency that gurus in those situations are very often, because there's nothing obvious to buy, they very often find ways to still deploy their money, because with high inflation, if you have money in cash, your cash gets worth less, and therefore they are desperately in need to find something to deploy their money. So they not rush, but they try to find situations where they still can make a return. And oftentimes those investments bring some risk with it. And for me, this is not the real case to deploy capital. I rather stay patient, and when this market will dip and go even down, and will go down, then use the 13F filings every quarter and see what those gurus are doing. And when those gurus are buying stocks that are on your watch list, and this moment will come and you will see this, then it's time to act, right? It's not now when the market fell a little bit and you have this notion that everybody's getting very impatient. Oh, I have to deploy my money now because the market crashed. Yes, it crashed, and it will crash even more. And gurus will show what they're buying. And if you have the patience, in my opinion, this is the greatest opportunity, because you're gonna see the gurus buying, and then you're still gonna have time to deploy. Do your homework, preferably already done your homework, and then you can buy those stocks. Like I said, this is no stock recommendation. This is just for education purposes only. But in my opinion, this is the right way to go about it, to be very patient. My mentor used to tell me, all men's misery stem from the inability to stand alone in a room and wait, right? My mentor always used to tell me, watch paint dry, then you have the right mentality for being a value investor. And yeah, this is it for today. I'm still right now in those crazy times helping friends, helping clients, building their watch list. And if you're interested in that, contact me, like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'm astonished by how many people are not preparing, not only for the stock market crash, but also for those times. I mean, the next decade, it's going to be different than the last decade. Nobody knows exactly how, but I think it's going to be tougher. And I think it's wise to anticipate, right? If you anticipate tough times, you can turn tough times into good times, because you can see what's coming. And when you see what's coming, you have the ability to turn something that it's maybe at first glance not ideal, you can turn it into something that helps you, that suits you, if you're prepared. And this is very important. That's why I say, please prepare. I'm willing to help. That's my mission, also with this channel. And yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. I thank you guys. See you in the next one.